Back in 1989, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids made millions of kids terrified of their own backyard. But after 37 years, the real lives of the cast became even more unbelievable than the movie itself. One actor vanished from Hollywood after a heartbreaking family tragedy. Another secretly left acting for a completely different career. And one young star sadly died after a dark downfall nobody expected.
Today, some fans can barely recognize these actors now. So what really happened to the cast of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? And where are they today in 2026? Stay with us until the end, because one cast member's real-life story might shock you the most. And before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more unforgettable then and now journeys from classic Hollywood. Chapter 1. Marcia Strassman as Diane Zelinsky. Marcia Strassman played Diane Zelinsky, the calm and caring mother trying to survive life with an inventor husband whose experiments constantly created chaos. While Wayne focused on science, Diane focused on protecting the family, and her grounded personality made her one of the emotional hearts of the movie. But behind the scenes, Marcia already had a long Hollywood career before Honey, I Shrunk the Kids ever happened. Many fans also remembered her from Welcome Back, Kotter, where she became one of television's familiar faces during the 1970s. After the success of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, she returned in the sequel, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, and continued working across television, film, voice acting, and theater. But her real life later became heartbreaking. Marcia spent years fighting breast cancer, a battle she kept mostly private from the public eye. Sadly, on October 24, 2014, she passed away at the age of 66. Chapter 2. Amy O'Neill as Amy Selinsky. Amy O'Neill played Amy Selinsky, the teenage daughter who originally cared more about popularity and freedom than family problems. But once the children became tiny and trapped in the backyard, Amy changed fast. Suddenly, survival mattered more than attitude. As giant insects hunted the kids through the grass, Amy slowly became one of the bravest members of the group, protecting the others and keeping everyone moving forward. But what happened to Amy O'Neill after the movie shocked many fans. Instead of chasing major Hollywood fame, she slowly disappeared from mainstream acting. While audiences expected her to become a huge movie star, Amy chose a completely different path. Years later, she entered the world of live circus performance. Yes, the former Hollywood actress later performed in real circus shows, traveling and focusing on physical performance instead of blockbuster films. She also appeared in television shows, including The Young and the Restless and Star Trek: The Next Generation, but eventually stepped away from major screen roles completely. Today, at 54 years old, Amy O'Neill lives a far more private life away from Hollywood attention, and many fans barely recognize her now compared to her teenage movie years. Chapter 3. Christine Sutherland as Mae Thompson. Christine Sutherland played Mae Thompson, the soft-spoken and understanding mother next door. While tensions exploded between the adults after the children vanished, Mae stayed calm and focused on keeping both families together. Unlike the louder personalities around her, Mae brought warmth and emotional balance to the story. But years after Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Christine Sutherland became part of another legendary franchise that millions still watch today, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She later gained worldwide fame playing Joyce Summers, Buffy's mother, becoming one of the most beloved TV moms of the 1990s and early 2000s. Fans appreciated how natural and realistic she felt on screen, something that made her performances emotionally powerful without needing dramatic scenes. Outside acting, Christine also explored photography professionally, building a quieter creative life beyond Hollywood cameras. Today, at 71 years old, she remains respected by longtime fans of both Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Chapter 4. Rick Moranis as Wayne Szalinski. Rick Moranis became the unforgettable face of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, playing Wayne Szalinski, the genius inventor whose dangerous machine accidentally shrunk the children to insect size. Wayne was brilliant, distracted, and completely obsessed with proving his inventions worked. But after the experiment went horribly wrong, his ordinary backyard suddenly transformed into a deadly jungle filled with giant insects, towering grass, and terrifying danger. The role turned Rick Moranis into one of the biggest family comedy stars of the late 1980s and early 1990s. But what happened after his success surprised Hollywood. At the height of his career, Rick Moranis slowly disappeared from major live-action movies. Fans thought something mysterious had happened, but the truth was far more emotional. In 1991, his wife Anne passed away from breast cancer, leaving Rick alone to raise their two children. Instead of continuing Hollywood fame, he made a decision very few stars would ever make. He walked away from the spotlight to become a full-time father. For years, fans barely saw him in public. Rumors spread everywhere about his disappearance, but Rick quietly focused on family life instead of fame. Even today, many people respect him not only as an actor, but as a father who chose family over celebrity status. Beyond Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Rick also became legendary for Ghostbusters, Spaceballs, Little Shop of Horrors, and The Flintstones. Now, at 73 years old, Rick Moranis remains one of the most loved comedy actors of his generation, and fans still hope to see him return to the screen again someday. Chapter 5. Thomas Wilson Brown as Russ Thompson. Thomas Wilson Brown played Russ Thompson, the quiet teenage neighbor living under the pressure of his aggressive, sports-obsessed father. At first, Russ seemed shy and uncertain, often struggling to meet expectations inside his own home. But once the children became trapped in the backyard wilderness, he quickly proved himself brave, dependable, and far stronger than people expected. Many viewers connected with Russ because he felt real. He was not the loud hero. He was the ordinary teenager, forced into survival. After Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Thomas Wilson Brown continued acting through the 1990s and appeared in projects including Knots Landing and Silverado. But unlike many former child stars, he later built a very different life outside Hollywood. Over time, he became involved in directing, producing, writing, and even worked as a carpenter and outdoorsman. His lifestyle today feels very far from celebrity culture. Instead of chasing non-stop fame, he focused more on family, nature, and private life. Now, at 53 years old, Thomas Wilson Brown continues living a quieter life between Montana, California, and New Mexico, far away from the chaos of Hollywood attention. Chapter 6. Jared Rushton as Ron Thompson. Jared Rushton played Ron Thompson, the loud and hot-tempered younger brother who copied his father's tough attitude and constantly argued with the other kids. At first glance, Ron seemed aggressive and immature, but underneath the anger, he was really just looking for attention and approval. As danger grew in the backyard, audiences slowly saw another side of him, one filled with fear, courage, and hidden sensitivity. Before Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Jared Rushton was already becoming one of Hollywood's recognizable child actors. Fans especially remember him from Big, alongside Tom Hanks, where he played Billy Kopecki. He also appeared in Overboard and Roseanne, building a strong career during the late 1980s and early 1990s. But later, Jared slowly stepped away from acting and entered another world completely. Music. Many fans never realized the former child actor later became involved in country rock music and focused more on creative performance outside movies. Today, Jared Rushton lives a far quieter life centered around family and music instead of Hollywood fame from the 1980s and 1990s. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was more than just a family adventure movie. For an entire generation, it became part of childhood itself. But after 37 years, the cast changed in ways nobody expected. Some found peaceful lives away from fame. Some faced heartbreaking tragedy. And others completely disappeared from Hollywood forever. Which cast members surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more unforgettable then and now journeys from classic Hollywood.